Hey everyone, Barbara Ford with I Am This Woman, and always happy to be here. Friday, we're celebrating the 4th of July, which is tomorrow, which is Independence Day. Yes, and I would say, what are you like kind of releasing yourself from, which is something that I had a holy cow moment, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, it all kind of came together. So it's perfect. Uh, so let's talk about our guest today. So our guest is Vigil, which I double checked to make sure before I said it. She is an empowerment coach, the CEO and editor in chief for Magistra Magazine, and she is here to discuss staying the course with action taking strategies.
Yes,
Welcome.
ma'am. Thank you so much, Barbara, for having me.
Oh, my
It's a
pleasure. My
true
pleasure.
pleasure.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited to have you on the show. So let's talk, okay? Because you I love this. Empowerment coach, CEO, editor in chief of magazine. I love that. And then stay the course with action taking strategies. All
Right.
right, let's talk about that.
Okay, sure. So, um, there are so many times when we have, a billion things to do, and we can easily get overwhelmed, or like the rug gets pulled out from under us, or COVID-19 happens, and you get unintentionally shifted from your focus. And if you have a strategy that is completely planned out with your action taking steps, then no matter what kind of cosmic universe thing that might happen to you, you know where you need to go. If you have a crisis that happens, you know that after you have emotionally, mentally, or physically dealt with your crisis, you can get right back and pull out your roadmap and continue on the course. And I
Yeah.
think when we have that beautifully designed and laid out and proven, action plan, then we don't get stuck in the overwhelm of being, okay, how do I pick myself back up and move forward again?
It's so perfect too, because I think strategy is such an incredible part right now. And as
Yeah.
I am building I Am This Woman, as I am building my website, and I had a moment, and then I was like, stop. Okay, let's really look at this and put some structure into place and figure out what is it that I'm working on? What is it that I'm going to do? And, all of a sudden at 3 o'clock in the morning, I finally went to bed at 3 in the morning.
Oh dear. I'm
And
so
yeah,
sorry.
because that's okay, because it was like I finally got it. And so I so get the idea of having that strategy and having that part to really be able to say, what is, and I love that you said action taking,
Yes,
because we talk a lot. It's the doing. It's
exactly.
I want you, they always talk about be this and everything. So be, yes, but then you got to do the work, you know?
Right.
So that's what I really, really love, that you're focused on this. And what is it like, if you were to tell people to say, like, these are the things that are super important that you really kind of want to do when you're looking at this, stay in the course and everything, because I know we can get off course. So how do you stay the course?
Well, first you have to make sure that the course that you have developed is in line with your goals and with your purpose, and that you are able to understand why you're going down this road and constantly, review to make sure, is this the right path for me? Do I need to shift lanes? But not so much to the point where you're still, stuck in the, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that?
Right.
I think it's super important for us to understand that we take the time to create this action plan, so that we know that each and every step has meaning, it has purpose, and it's going to be beneficial. It's, for so many of us who are in the service industry, such as coaches or,
Hold on, you got a lot of background. I know. They're
Oh,
like,
sorry. I'm in my hotel in San Diego, and it just looks like we've got like some stuff going on.
well, you do. And then I can hear the lady laughing. It's really entertaining because I'm listening, and you never know how what's going to happen on the show. So you trust that however
Roll
it
with it.
is you roll with it, just like that person's rolling whatever cart it is along the way.
You're right.
Um, and so I love that. And here's the thing: when you're talking about staying the course, I think that this is important for all aspects of your life, whether it's personal or business and relationships. I think sometimes people say, oh, well, it's action taking strategies. But I think when you're talking about anything you're doing, it is important to look at that.
Yes. So recently I lost my grandmother, who was, a huge part of my world. And actually it was like last week. And I had to, as much of a workaholic as I am, I had to take basically a week off and just say, you know what, world, my grandmother has passed. I need to take this time for myself so that I can regroup. And once we had her services and I felt like I had some closure and I felt like, okay, it was okay for me to now move on, into like, oh, sorry.
You're in the lobby. It's so
yeah, it was really quiet before I came down here.
Yeah, you probably should have stayed in your hotel room because it's like, yeah, it always is. It's just that way.
I planned to stay in the room, but then I also have a 7-year-old who's running around.
The 7-year-old might have been quieter.
Okay, yeah. So
how perfect we're talking about staying the course with action taking strategies when everything in the background right now that you're working with is noise. I hear the people laughing. I hear someone rolling the cart. I hear all of this stuff going on. And sometimes it could distract you because this is life. And so thank you for bringing the actual, like how everything really comes together.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is exactly that.
Like I was saying is that, I knew what I had to do because I keep a very detailed calendar. And my former background is in project management. And so I am really used to creating, this is the date in which that we want to accomplish our goal. And then we have to, back into our deadlines. And if something comes up, then we need to, address that something and then be able to say, okay, that has been addressed, that has been dealt with. Now let's get back on the project plan. So with myself and, we had this exploration trip here to San Diego already set in place because we are going to be doing our 2021 retreat here. And so I wanted to come and do like an exploration of the area and exactly where I wanted to be. And all of these things hit with my grandmother passing and then the COVID-19 going up and going down. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I will take the extra precautions. I will take the moment to be able to give self-care. And then I know that I need to, pick back up and move. Right. And it's having that drive and having that willingness to say, I'm not going to wallow in anything. I'm going to give myself the, the needed time for self-care and to regroup. But then I have to pick myself back up and keep going.
100%. It's so funny. I was looking at someone's post and they say, what is your word for this last, 5 months of the year? And I said committed. And it's commitment because no matter what is going on, I mean, here you are, you lost your grandmother last week and some people would just stop. And I know a lot of people say, well, I can't do this until COVID is over. I can't do this until then. And what you're saying is, okay, take the moment, Taylor, who's on our team, and she's our self-care sister. So she'll tell you to stop and take the moment, but she will also then, okay, are you in it? You've done it. You got it. And you're still going to feel sadness. You're still going to have things.
Exactly.
But the world keeps on spinning, and so you could either spin with it or you could stop.
Right. My grandmother was definitely not the type of woman who would just like sit back and let, things roll over her. I couldn't imagine her being proud if I were to just sit and wallow. I could hear her in the back of my mind going, okay, honey, time to get back up. You had your time. Now let's keep pushing forward because, your life has meaning and has purpose and every day should be taken as precious and excuse me, to make sure that, you are moving forward. And yes, bad things are going to happen, but you know what? You don't have to let them, keep you down. You pull yourself back up by your bootstraps, reach out to your support system, throw a post up on a woman entrepreneur Facebook group support, support group and say, hey, I just need some love, and you know what? You'll get it because if you're in those groups, we are all in this together and we're all like, yes.
100%. I love Kelly says, love this. Take the moment and then push forward. And
Exactly,
that
Kelly.
is so it. And I think that that's the thing. The other day I had a moment. I was on the phone with my web designer and I literally burst into tears, right? And
Oh,
I was like, oh yeah, full-fledged, couldn't hold it back, tears. And then I used it as a moment also to post in I Am This Woman private group to say, you know what, this is how I'm feeling. Have you ever been in that moment? Have you ever been in that space? And it's okay. And then I
yeah,
felt it. I reached out to my tribe and I said, SOS, I need help. I got it. And then
yeah,
boom, I was right back on track, you
exactly,
know? And I think
exactly.
that's what makes everything, and do it in all areas of your life,
Yes.
all areas.
Yeah, so we had a bit of a meltdown, for anyone who has watched a 70-year-old or has a child, it teaches you to be so resilient because you are, doing something or going somewhere and your child has like a meltdown or your child is like, not wanting to eat what you bought for them. And it's like you don't have to just kind of be overwhelmed and just, freak out about it. You have to pause, address the situation, come back to center, get everybody calmed, everybody on the right page, and then you can pick up and go again. But if you try to just kind of bulldoze over those moments where you need to take time to pause,
Mhm.
then it's going to catch up to you in the end, and
Really
you will
does.
end up wallowing in a big puddle of
Mhm.
self-pity because you're not giving yourself that space and that time to perform some self-care on yourself or on your child or on your business. If your
Right.
business is going crazy and you don't take the time to say, I need a CEO day, I need to step back and I need to look at A to Z and make sure that everything is, nice and tight, things can fall apart at the end. So it's every aspect of our lives, from the way we eat, the way we exercise, the way we meditate, the way we run our businesses, the way we operate our family. We need to take control and, pause for self-care. But if you're going to be an entrepreneur and if you're going to change the world, girl, take
Woo.
time for yourself and then go change that world.
Amen. Because I'm going to tell you, like, the world doesn't wait. We're
No.
at July 3rd. Okay. Think about how long we've been in the house, how long everything has been going on. And I look at this show is show number 31. Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I know, right? And we started on January 3rd. Oh my gosh, I forgot. It's 6-month anniversary. Ah!
Happy anniversary.
But
Yes.
yeah, what's so crazy is that if I would have used every excuse, well, I've done this before, I failed before, COVID is going on, I can't have live guests, all of this stuff would have happened. But instead, I was like, no, for me, I'm the chief empowerment officer of I Am This Woman. That means I empower. That means I step in. That means I
Yep.
do what I need to do and I make things happen and I
Exactly.
don't make it excuses. You
Exactly.
know, yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. It really does. Your magazine, I love magazines. I'm so,
Yes.
yes, tell me. Well, because also I'm super excited because I got a message for someone the other day, maybe you, I know, asking me about like your next edition to
Yeah,
feature me in, which I'm so like, oh my gosh, I think that's so cool. But
absolutely.
yeah, tell me about this magazine.
Sure. So this is the first issue that I
Yeah.
have here that we got. It's, Spring into Your Power. And the second issue is the second issue is being shipped to my office as we speak. The first order, I always order a big, like 500 copy order so I can go through and I sign a bunch of them and I write little notes and I put little cards and a whole bunch of them. I'm very hands-on.
Nice.
I like to put a nice personal touch with them before I ship them out to everyone who's going to be a part of our distribution circle. So the magazine was really developed out of the desire to showcase and spotlight women entrepreneurs who I really looked up to and that impacted my life in some way, to have those women tell their stories to success. How did they decide that I was going to be an entrepreneur and a business owner? And then what did they do? What were their
Yeah.
steps? What was their education? What was their background? What was their support? What was their lack of support? And then how they decided to go through the process of really formalizing the organization. And then the last piece of this, of everyone's story, is the message to the woman reading their story. That is reaching out to the woman who is considering opening up her business or taking her side hustle to making it a solid business organization. And what is their advice to her? The advertisements that I place within the magazine are all woman-owned small businesses. The profits and proceeds that come out of the magazine all go into the Young Woman Entrepreneur Education Foundation, which is our developing 501c3 nonprofit, where we are able to provide annual scholarships to women who are trying to start their businesses but might need $100 to go get their business license. They might need $50 to go and attend this seminar that they really want to go to, but they just don't have that. So it's small scholarship amounts under $500. One on an annual basis is at $1,000. And it's really to, get your foot off the ground. You need $500 to get your web designer to do some masterful work on your website, then apply for the scholarship. So everything that we do through Magistra Magazine, and Magistra is Latin for woman teacher. I'm a Spaniard, and language is huge. So everybody,
oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, women instructing and empowering and teaching. And from Magistra Magazine is where I developed the Women of Diversity Business Brunches and the Women of Diversity Power Luncheons, which essentially takes the concept of the magazine of women standing up and telling their story and sharing their expertise to teach people in the room, what their specialty is like. And then it also falls into the same concept with the International Women in Business Mastermind, which I do about every other month. And it's very similar to the I Am This Woman show. And it's where we bring people on from all around the world to talk for 2 hours about what is their expertise, can provide this training to people in an online setting. So the brunches and power luncheons are in person, and the masterminds are online, and then we have something amazing in print. So it all follows the same concept: share our knowledge, empower others, encourage them to go for their dreams. So the summer issue, super excited about. So the first issue is, we had so many women and we had so far reach, and we were pretty much based in California. And if you'll see in the first issue, it talks about, we're empowering women across California from northern to south. Now I have writers and contributors from Florida, from New York, from Texas, from Colorado, from Dubai, from Australia, and we have one from the UK. So it's and Canada. So it's like within 6 months, we have tripled the reach of the magazine. So I'm really excited about it.
That's fantastic. It's so interesting. And it's such a, the one thing about I Am This Woman, we've always wanted to be a space for others to come on. So there's so many similarities between our two organizations.
Yeah.
But I think that what I love about this is that it's never to the point where always, how do we lift each other up? To me, how is it that I get to support you and what you're creating and what you're doing? Because that woman who might be listening might be, yes, that's exactly what I need. You're being someone who's laying the path for what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And so I think that to me is just something that's so incredibly important, when a lot of times women start things and then it's kind of like, well, this is mine. And I'm like, no, because there's so much knowledge to be had.
Right. I have a post that I put up on Facebook quite often that says, there is room for all of us.
All of us. That's a big table.
Right. If you look at our population, and even if we serve a similar audience and we have a similar message, nobody's going to do it like you do, and no one's going to do it like I can, because we have our own experiences and we have our own perspective and our own take on things, and we can be delivering a very similar, if not exact, program, but it's going to be different because of who we are as individuals. So what I truly try to do is celebrate the individual and help you to really manage your message and get it out there to the people who are really going to connect with you.
Right.
Because there's going to be someone who may resonate with our messages, but they will connect more with you, or they might connect more with me, or another woman who is a women's empowerment coach. And that's okay.
It's so okay. It's so important. If I say nothing, and if I would say is that support your fellow sisters, support what they're up to. Don't be
Exactly.
afraid. Don't be afraid to showcase anything. To me, whatever I'm showcasing, if it helps you, awesome. Because I believe that the universe, I truly believe in this whole thing of what we give, we receive, you know.
Exactly.
And when I look at what I'm doing right now with I Am This Woman, it is growing. It
I
is
love it.
Thank you. It is
Mhm.
moving. Like sometimes I'm amazed, after I'm working on like 3.5 hours of sleep. So my best friend goes, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "Good question." But you do it because this is what's important. Like to
And
me, this
you
is my
love it.
passion. Oh
Yeah,
my
you
gosh.
love what you
I
do.
love this so much. I love when a
Yeah.
woman says, "Thank you for that post," or "Thank you for being open." That is to me amazing. And when a woman turns around and says, "I love what you're doing and I'm going to create something like it," good for you. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
really believe in that. I really believe in the encouragement of women and truly, truly making a difference.
Yes.
And I love it too because Mari's like hearts and like because
Yay.
it is. Oh, and she gave us some more just in case there wasn't enough. But and that's the thing about it is that it's how do we support each other?
Exactly.
Imagine what happens if we come together, you know,
We are
and
so much stronger
oh my gosh,
together.
powerful, like
Yes,
badassery, like a whole different kind of level.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's what it's about. So tell us, I mean, when oh, here comes now this is my accountability buddy, Deborah Nelson. True
Awesome.
passion will wake you up early and keep you up late at night. And Lord knows she's the one I
It's so
call
true.
when I'm having the melt breakdown. And she's like, I'll send her a text and I go, "Do you have time to talk?" And she'll be like, "Yes," or she'll send me one. But what a difference it makes when you have that partnership, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've told quite a few of my clients that you definitely want to have a coach that really fits with you and resonates with you and is like understanding of your vision and who you are as a person, but you also need to have like personal champions. Your personal
Yes.
champions are going to be women that you absolutely look up to that will help open the door for you.
Right.
Then you need to have accountability buddies who are going to be that person who's going to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Vihil, I need you to do this because you said you were going to do it so many
Right.
days ago, and I haven't seen it being,
Mm-hmm.
delivered." So you always want to have those three types of people in your life. You want to have your coach, you want to have your champions, and you're going to want to have your accountability buddies.
Yeah.
Because surround yourself with people who are really going to support you, inspire you, and challenge you to
Thank
keep
you.
you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things about it is that sometimes I think as women we might be afraid to step away from the people that have always been in our life. And it's not saying that it's that when you're up to something, sometimes look in your circle. I have this course that I teach is in the circle, like who's in your circle. And sometimes it's one of those things where you go and say, "Nice, and thank you so much for being here. But right now, this circle doesn't work for me. And then I need to move over to here because
Right.
this is what's important to me right now." And
Exactly.
this is what I need to do. So I agree. I love the idea of, like, to me my coach is super important, and anytime anyone's coaching or doing anything, please have a coach, please have someone that you go to. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, being able to have someone call you out and on your stuff. Woo, or when they see something and go, "Hey, did you think about this?" Because the real ones will go, thank you, I appreciate that.
Exactly. Yeah, the coach that I have been working with for the last couple of months, she is just phenomenal. And I love that out of nowhere, she will, I know that I'm on her calendar, but for me, it feels like out of nowhere, she just pops up at the right moment and is like, "Hey,
Mhm.
Vigil, we talked about this a little while ago. I really wanted to give you this idea or this piece of insight. And by the way, you need to light a little bit of fire under your, rear end because you have a deadline coming up. Did you realize
Right.
you have a deadline coming up?" And it's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it because, when we are in business for ourselves, we don't have to be by ourselves. And I think that when
Yes.
you remember that it's okay to reach out to your resources and it's okay to call on your coaches and your colleagues and people and say, "You know what, by the way, I know that I want to do this. I'm not exactly sure how, or I'm feeling really stuck in this spot. Like, I need help from someone."
Right.
And
Right.
I try to teach my clients, understand what exactly that you think you need, and then
Right.
go talk to someone about it. Because then they can help you flesh that out. And then you might realize, oh, yeah, there's a couple of other pieces that I might need to make this all happen.
Right. And if you say one thing, all of a sudden someone will bring something else, and all of a sudden it comes to life. So
Exactly.
Mari says, this is so important. Thank you for this reminder of surrounding yourself with people who support you and your vision.
Exactly.
Girl, don't just surround yourself. I want you to build a big old table.
I
And then
do.
I want you
Mhm.
to do this. Look who's at your table. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, some of them you might have to say, "I'm so sorry, your reservation has been canceled." Okay. Oh yes,
True. With grace
I'm
and
being
with
so with grace and love,
grace and
nothing but
love.
love for you, baby. But when
Exactly.
what I'm up to, I need to have the right people at my table. Know
Exactly.
your just like if it's a fine restaurant where it's like the reservations are held for a few months, just like my table, you need to reserve it.
Exactly.
I love this because this is cute. Kelly just ordered her magazine.
Yay! Yes, Kelly.
Yay! I love that.
Thank
I
you
think
so much
that's
for your
so
support.
awesome. I love that. And see,
Yes.
Mari said yes because she knows who's at your table. Who Deb, that's my buddy. Deb has a spot at the table that's kind of screwed in. Like she's not even going if she wanted to. She's kind of stuck at the table. But that is so incredibly important. So I love that. And I love that you're saying that. And that I love the fact that I know we talked about you being on the show like months ago, and then it was booked until now to get on. And what I'm excited about is right now I just finished filling up all of August, and I think I have one more spot for September. So I'll be getting ready to go right into October, starting to
That is
get booked.
awesome.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a wild woman, and I'm gonna book for the rest of the year and be
Yeah.
done with it.
Do it. Yeah. Because, and when you do that, because that's what I do with the mastermind, is also I've had to make sure you're really good at reaching out. So I want to tell you this, Barbara, you're really good at like follow up and be like, hey, don't forget you got this scheduled. There were a couple of the women that I had booked for the mastermind that were like, oh, I totally spaced on it. And so, yes, I love booking out everybody. So I've got it all scheduled and it's planned and there's no guesswork and there's no last minute scrambling. But we have to always do that follow up to make sure that they remember they are on your show. They got this going on. Like I messaged you this morning. I was like, I'm in California. And are we 9 or are we 12?
And see, and I was prepared because I said, are you going to be okay? And I know you were trying to get yourself situated. So I was like, just in case, you never know, you might have fell down and broke an ankle. So what are you going to do? Be prepared, God forbid, but be prepared. Always be prepared because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So it's just important. It's important. I love this. Why are we not talking more? I just want to know this. Okay.
We absolutely need to talk more because we need to put ourselves on each other's calendars and we need to make sure that we have a consistent conversation going on the next couple of months.
Yes, sister girl. Like you're my California buddy over there. Yes. I mean, you're having some kind of event in San Diego. I've always wanted to go to San Diego. I'm a really great speaker. You never know.
2021 women's retreat.
I'm ready. Look, suitcase will travel. I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And San Diego is so easy too. The airport is not not gigantic. It's super manageable. There's a ton of really gorgeous places, to stay. And I've never done a retreat before, and I feel like it's about time with all of the women. We're going on the second issue of the magazine, and we're going on the 5th brunch. And I've started to amass this community of amazing women, and I was thinking to myself, what would it be like to bring everybody together and do like a weekend long retreat and just just mastermind ourselves and like empower ourselves and just I love planning events like this, and so I came down here to do all of that sort of exploration and research, and it's going to be really, really exciting. So
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I always ask my guest questions because I love picking brains. It's something really cool about it. All right, what is your vision?
Oh, for
whatever
life.
You know what I love about what is your vision? I used to say, what is your vision for this or for that? Ooh, today your vision might be this and tomorrow it might be something else. But right now, in this moment, what is your vision?
We are building our empire here at Magistra International, and it's consisting of the magazine, the women empowerment brunches and power luncheons, the International Women in Business Mastermind, and my coaching organization. The big vision is to create this empire where I can empower women up and down the scale of skill level, of purpose, of dream and goals, to not only through my therapeutic empowerment coaching business to empower them one-on-one, but then give them platforms to express themselves and bring them together. I am a single mother of an only daughter, and I want to show her that she can absolutely make her dreams come true. She wants to be a horse doctor and have a giant ranch on the beach. And I'm like, okay, we're going to
good for you
financially planning for that.
But you know what? I love the dreams, because I think when you're little, you dream big until someone tells you can't dream. What I love is you're encouraging her to dream. You're encouraging her to say that. And imagine there at one point in time, someone told you not to dream. Well, this is saying go for it, dream and dream big. So this is good. In the next 45 days, what will you create?
Ooh, this is good. Okay, so July is, pivotal for me, and I'm sure for everybody else, but July is pivotal for me in particular. So it's my birthday.
What day?
In 2 days, on the 5th.
Yay!
Yeah, so
mine's on the 27th. So.
Oh, yay! Well, happy early birthday to you too.
Happy early birthday to you.
Yeah. I always do have this. I always take July to really step back and look at all of the plans. I do like a huge audit of my calendar. I look at everything that's scheduled. So the big thing that is happening in the next 45 days is I am bringing together all of the women who have participated in the magazine, and we're doing an anthology, and we are launching the Empower You. So my signature coaching program is called Empower You, with just the U. And we're launching the Empower You Collective. And the Empower You Collective is an organization of women entrepreneurs who have found a certain level of success, and they are willing to essentially be co-conspirators in one another's businesses so that we can focus on each woman, like one woman a day for the next 90 days, so that we can see as a group, if you've got 50 to 100 women all, posting and encouraging and sharing on one woman's business every single day for 90 days, what is that going to look like for that woman's business? And we have a different woman every single day.
I love that, because all of that knowledge, and I love that you're bringing them together, because I really think the most important part of this is that it's a togetherness. Is what we do together makes all the difference, and I absolutely appreciate that so much. One of the biggest things that have happened to me this year is, but we have so much. In January, when Kobe Bryant passed away, not that I knew him for basketball, but once he died, when I heard all the things he did in the last 3 years of really creating this Mamba mentality, working with the girls for the basketball, doing all of this, his legacy he left was incredible. What is the legacy that you're working on and that you want to leave?
To be mentioned in the same sentiment as Kobe Bryant is a huge honor, because I am a huge basketball fan. That's my sport. And my daughter plays basketball. And so, yes, when I learned of all of the things that he did without him even really publicizing all of the things that he did, I felt that was just so admirable. It's clear that he was not trying to create all of these things for the fame or for the fortune, but he really had a good heart, and that he was doing it for the people involved. What I want my legacy to be, what I want people to look back and look at Vihil and look at Magistra and look at Empower You and therapeutic empowerment, is that I took 20 years of being self-groomed, essentially, working as a project management professional, working in, enterprise systems implementations and all of the things that I felt like I was supposed to do.
Right.
And when I walked away from all of that and the salary and the benefits and all the things that come with it to basically start with nothing to build my business, it's because I truly found my passion in life. And I essentially could not move forward without taking everything that I have learned and giving it away to others. Because if there was someone like me who came into my life when I was, that 21-year-old girl who just got out of the Navy and just started college and was trying to figure out my way in life, if someone came to me and said, you know what, you're going to want to start this women's empowerment organization in 20 years, don't stray from the course, And so I feel that as a Latina woman, as a Native American woman, as an only child, the first person in my family to go all the way through college to get a master's degree, I feel like I want to be a source of inspiration, and I want to be a source of opportunity for girls who are like me, who really didn't come from money, didn't come from an empire, didn't come from people who owned businesses and understood how they operated and how they worked. I want them to see my empire and my legacy as she did everything she could to give back, to help to uplift her community, to empower other women to the fullest.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I think I'm listening. It's funny too. I'm listening to Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. And for the longest, it's been sitting just like on my Audible, and I won't touch it. And then I finally I'm ready. And when I listen to her story and I listen to where her upbringing, where she came from, and where she is. And so I think that that's the whole thing. And I think that's what both of us are creating, the space for women to just embrace and embody and be empowered and go for your dreams.
Go for it.
If someone had told me, 7 months ago I would be doing this, and I have 31 shows under my belt, I would have been like, you're crazy. But as I continue to build, and as with the stuff that's coming out, oh my gosh, I'm so excited I cannot wait to share everything, because this month of July is my month also to bring things together. Yeah. And one of the things is I'm realizing is to trust in myself, that I have more skills and more things within me to do it. And that has been a huge, huge win for me, for that. So I'm super happy about that. Okay, so we're wrapping up. What is that last thing you want to leave with anyone who's going to be watching now, or anyone who will watch?
Nunquam alieno vestri somnium. And in Latin, that is never forget your dreams.
Love it. Never forget your dreams.
Never forget your dreams.
And I have it. And I was talking to my best friend, and she says, I see what you're doing. You're finally living your dreams. And it feels so good to be in that space. I love it. I just want to say thank you. I love this. And like I said, we have to stay in touch, because we're so much on the same page. There's so much that I Am This Woman is coming, because we're new. We're baby. We're 6 months old today. Okay.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yay! You're walking.
Thank you. And I'm so in awe. I'm so excited by this. So what I want to do is, we always ask our guests at the end of the show to say your name and say, I am this woman. So if you could do that for us.
I am Vihil Vigil, and I am this woman.
Yes, you are. So guys, if you have enjoyed this show and you're like, my gosh, this is awesome, and I would love to be a guest and share what I'm up to and what I'm doing, you'll see the scroll coming across the bottom, show guests at iamthiswoman.com. I would move quickly. Right now, I think we have one spot left in September, and then we're rolling into October, which is mind-blowing to me. Also, I'm super excited. 11 days ago, we went and we started our Facebook private group, which is I Am This Woman, which is really cool. We are almost at 300 women. So, and fantastic. Really amazing, engaging women. So if you're not in the group, get your tushy in the group.
Get in there.
I'm telling you, and there's so much going on with it also. I would just say this also. If you're just like, gosh, Barbara's so awesome, and I'd like to get to know her, shoot me an email, Barbara@iamthiswoman.com. And I just want to say happy 4th, happy Independence, and be kind to each other, take care of each other, and know this, everything that you've ever wanted is within you. And it's just a matter of you making the decision to say, yes, today I am this woman.
It is possible.
It is possible. It really is. So guys, Barbara Hort, 6-month anniversary of I Am This Woman. Signing off, and I am definitely this woman. Thanks, guys. See you guys next
Thank you.
Friday.
Bye.